4 days left until Election Day, and as the countdown continues, both presidential candidates will visit West Virginia in the next 24 hours. Republican George W. Bush rallies in Morgantown tonight. We'll take you there.
And the last-minute preps are underway for tomorrow's Gore rally in Huntington. We have the latest on his visit coming up in a live report.
We said the rain wouldn't help. It didn't. The fire's still burning, some of them close to a few homes now. We'll have details from the Weatherplex.
And big fines imposed on the company whose sludge spilled polluted miles and miles of river. 13 News at 6 starts right now.
This is WOWK-TV, the home of 13 News. Live, local, late breaking. 13 News at 6 begins right now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sandra Cole.
And I'm Jack Kane. The final days of Campaign 2000, and the candidates turn up the heat in West Virginia.
The Mountain State's 5 electoral votes continue to get a lot of attention as they could tilt the 2000 presidential election. Both presidential candidates are in West Virginia this weekend trying to secure those votes. We begin in Morgantown. Jennifer Smith is live at a rally for George W. Bush. Jen, this is Bush's third visit to the state. What's going on tonight? How is it going to be different from the other two visits?
Bush has already made 2 stops here in the state, both in the southern part of the state. Now he is stumping for votes here in the northern part of the state. We're standing here at the gym at Morgantown High School where a large crowd has already started to gather. If you take a look behind me, you can see how many people are already here. They're expecting about 5,000 people. That's how many tickets the Republican Party handed out. Unfortunately, the gym only holds about 2,000 people, so the overflow crowd will have to stand in the cafeteria. That's where they have set up big screen TVs to accommodate that big crowd. Now, Bush staffers and volunteers have been working non-stop all day long, setting up the podium, stringing cable, and blowing up balloons, all in preparation for what they call one of the most important nights of the year. Right now, Bush is leading in the latest poll. We're talking about a state where 2 out of every 3 voters are Democrats. But you wouldn't know it by this crowd that's here tonight to hear Bush speak. The Republican Party and Bush's main goal tonight is to get this crowd pumped up and ready to head to the polls on Tuesday.
He represents values that I believe in for my family, and I like the issues that he takes on education. I like the stance he takes.
Now, Bush has already had a very happening day today. He stopped twice, 2 places in Michigan. Now he is here in West Virginia. Both states are considered key states, states that are on the line. They could go either way. That is why this stop is so important tonight.
All right, very close race. Thank you very much. Jennifer Smith live in Morgantown. Jack?
Well, Sandra, the Gore advance team is in Huntington tonight getting ready for the vice president's arrival. A rally is scheduled for tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. It'll be held at Tri-State Airport near Huntington. Doug Korstanji is live at the airport right now with more on the rally and this last-ditch effort to win West Virginia. Doug?
Well, Jack, with West Virginia still in the up for grabs column, the Democrats hope this second appearance by Gore will provide the momentum they need to win the White House. If you take a look behind me here, you can see they're having a sign-making party. Some Marshall students, other members of the community making some of the signs you'll see here at the rally tomorrow. We see everything from Tipper Rocks to West Virginia Loves Gore. It's all part of the excitement with a campaign appearance so close to the election. A caravan of trucks arrived at the airport this afternoon, full of the equipment needed to make this campaign event happen. It's all part of the last-minute push to help sway undecided voters. Democrats think this will help them gain the momentum needed to put West Virginia in the Democrats' column for the White House.
This will give not only here, but the other counties. We got people coming from Putnam County, Kanawha County, Mason County, Lincoln County, over in Boyd County, Lawrence County. So his visit is pulling everybody in, getting them excited, and I just feel, we're peaking at the right time, as they say, it seems like.
The Republicans had a caravan of their own rolling through the Mountain State today. 4 prominent Republicans on the national scene make stops here, the first in Huntington. Among them, former U.S. Senator Alan Simpson and current U.S. Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison of Texas. Hutchison says she knows it will be close on Tuesday. That's why she's come from Texas to West Virginia to speak for Governor Bush.
It's the closest one I've seen. Obviously, Nixon versus Kennedy was a cliffhanger like this. We haven't seen one like this since that election. But I think Governor Bush is going to win because I think people are seeing a person that they know that what they're seeing is what they're getting. He's not fake. He's not phony.
To these Democrats here, they think Al Gore is the real thing and they'll be out tomorrow to support him in force. And with so many people here, parking will be limited at the main side of the airport, so they've set up remote parking sites. The advance team is telling me that first people should try to go to McCoy Freightliner on US 52 South, and if the parking is full there, then they should go to the south side field of the airport on Booth Road or the Big Bear in Cerrito. But first try to go to McCoy Freightliner, and then they'll have shuttle buses there beginning at 8 a.m. Now you will need tickets to get in. If you haven't had a chance to pick up tickets like these at the Democratic County headquarters, they will have them here at the main gate. They're not going to turn any Al Gore supporters away. They want a lot of people here, and the tickets are merely a way for the Secret Service to estimate how many people are going to be here.
All right, thanks, Doug. And of course, you can expect full coverage of Gore's speech tomorrow right here on 13 News.
And Democratic Senator Ted Kennedy is also in the state tonight, rallying in Logan. Our Mark Rigsby is live on the phone from the Logan Fieldhouse. Mark, what's going on down there?
Well, Sandra, I can tell you that the Democrats here in Logan County very excited. The Logan Memorial Fieldhouse is filled with those who remember when JFK and Bobby Kennedy came through the coal fields many years ago. Massachusetts Senator Ted Kennedy received a very warm welcome when he arrived. He is campaigning for the vice president here in Logan. Senator Byrd, Senator Rockefeller, and Congressman Bob Wise are also here. I just spoke with Ted Kennedy, and he says West Virginia is more or less a second home to the Kennedy family. He's very happy to be back here in West Virginia campaigning for the vice president. Also spoke with Senator Robert Byrd. He told me that he recently talked to Vice President Al Gore, and Gore promised to support coal and steel industries here in the Mountain State. As I said before, Democrats really fired up. The rally just getting started. And I might also say here, Sandra, that Senator Ted Kennedy's son, Patrick, will be in Charleston tonight campaigning for Democratic congressional candidate Jim Humphrey. So a very exciting night for the Kennedys here in West Virginia. We will have complete coverage coming up tonight at 11 o'clock.
All right, thank you very much, Mark. We'll look forward to that report tonight on 13 News at 11. And as Mark just said, Patrick Kennedy is chairman of the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, and he'll be joining other Democrats supporting U.S. House candidate Jim Humphreys in Charleston. That rally is set to begin in about an hour at the Charleston Civic Center.
And Senator John McCain, who lost to George Bush in the presidential primary, will stop in South Charleston tomorrow. He'll speak at a rally for Republican Shelley Moore Capito, who's running against Jim Humphreys. That's slated for 8:15 a.m. tomorrow at Southridge Center. A Bush rally in Parkersburg will bring former First Lady Barbara Bush. She'll speak Sunday at 1 p.m. That rally will be held at McCutcheon's Auctioneers. Meanwhile, Barbara Bush says the report that her son was once arrested for drunk driving is, quote, much to do about nothing.
That report came out just last night. Court records show that G.W. Bush was picked up back in 1976 driving with a blood alcohol level of 0.10. And while this bombshell exploded just days before the election, many voters in our area are not swayed. Deanne Stein has that story.
The presidential election is in the home stretch as the Republican candidate George W. Bush is faced with his past.
Oftentimes said that years ago I made some mistakes. I occasionally drank too much, and I did on that night.
A reporter from Maine broke the story that Bush was arrested 21 years ago for driving drunk. The records came from a lawyer who attended the Democratic National Convention, but the Gore campaign denies any involvement.
This is just not something the Gore campaign is involved with in any shape, way, or form.
But the fact that Bush was arrested back in 1976 on a drunk driving charge isn't having much effect on voters here at home. In fact, most people say the issue really isn't an issue at all.
I don't think it'll have any effect with the younger generation because we all understand that when you do something when you're younger, it shouldn't have any effect when you're older.
One can make a strong argument that if a lot of things didn't seem to bother people with Clinton, I don't think this should matter about Governor Bush.
Do you think it'll sway votes at all?
Who knows? At this point, you know, I have been so back and forth in this election like everyone has, and I'm still so very undecided, and I probably won't know till I go in that booth on Tuesday.
Meanwhile, both candidates are moving forward with their campaigns, waiting for the nation's decision on November 7th. In Huntington, Deanne Stein, 13 News.
There is other news this evening. The coal company that owns that broken sludge pond in eastern Kentucky faces big fines from the state of West Virginia. The Division of Environmental Protection announcing 8 charges against Martin County Coal today. The charges deal with clean water violations from the millions of gallons of sludge that poured into several waterways. Each charge from the DEP carries a $10,000 fine per day. And one candidate for West Virginia governor issued a challenge today concerning that slurry. Denise Giardina, the Mountain Party's candidate, says Governor Underwood and Bob Wise haven't done enough to address the situation. Giardina says she wants specifics about what's being done to deal with this disaster.
So I want to challenge Mr. Wise, Mr. Underwood. Who's going to pay for the mess this company created? Is this company going to pay for that mess, millions and millions of dollars, or is the taxpayer of West Virginia going to get stuck with a bill for millions and millions of dollars?
Today's news conference was held at the Charleston headquarters of the Massey Coal Company, the parent company of Martin County Coal.
Another big environmental problem is in the air. Smoke from all these forest fires burning tonight. As we reported live at 5, Chopper 13 spotted this fire in Boone County near Madison. And there are houses near this fire line. We'll continue to update you on the situation there. In the meantime, the smoke from these fires fills the skies of the metro areas. This is the view from our Charleston Skycam. The smoke is evident, and in Huntington, it's even worse. You can barely make out the mountain ridges on the horizon. Well, meteorologist Spencer Adkins has more on the fires. He is live from the Storm Tracker 13 Weatherplex. Spence, basically, the bottom line is we need rain, but are we going to get it?
Right. I don't think we're going to see much rain really until, let's say, late Monday. Tuesday, Election Day, there's a chance of rain as well. But let's take a look right now and see where the rain was. Right now, there's really no rain going on. You can see the Doppler radar very dry. Tonight we'll be looking at mostly cloudy skies. We will have a few breaks in those clouds, so it's a dry situation again tonight. We'll have a cool night, but not as cold as we had earlier in the week, 40 to 45, so somewhere about seasonal is what we will call that. Winds will be out of the northwest at 5 to 10. If we can keep the wind shifting around, that'll help the smoke. Unfortunately, without any appreciable rain, that'll also push these fires around the hillsides in different directions throughout the weekend. All we can hope for right now is that we see some good humidity levels, and we also can see some rain then by Monday. So it looks like maybe another 2 days of these fires before any big relief.
All right, thank you, Spencer.
Well, straight ahead, a terminally ill man tries to end his life. And tonight we look at the larger issue. Where can people like this go for help when they know their life will soon end?
Then the Centers for Disease Control releases new numbers on smoking in West Virginia. We'll tell you what they are when we come back.
Wall Street. That's where Shelley Moore Capital wants to put our Social Security funds, with the Wall Street investment firms. What do experts say about Capito's Wall Street plan for Social Security? The National Tax Journal calls it risky and costly. Even Wall Street's hometown newspaper says Capito's plan could lose $1 trillion in transition costs alone. Tell Shelley Moore Capito her Wall Street plan would hurt West Virginia families.
Tom Evans is concerned about safety in our communities. As a husband and father, Tom Evans wants to keep crime low and protect our quality of life. Tom is a member of the NRA. Tom Evans knows the law. He graduated with top honors from law school and has more than 22 years of courtroom experience. As a county prosecutor, Tom Evans won an impressive 6 first-degree murder convictions. One community leader called Tom Evans the best county prosecutor we ever had. Tom Evans, the best choice for judge.
Remember when Al Gore said his mother-in-law's prescription cost more than his dog's? His own aide said the story was made up. Now Al Gore is bending the truth again. The press calls Gore's Social Security attacks nonsense. Governor Bush sets aside $2.4 trillion to strengthen Social Security and pay all benefits.
There has never been a time in this campaign when I have said something that I know to be untrue. There's never been a time when I've said something untrue.
Really?
Justice Deborah Cook, 10 years experience. Justice Deborah Cook, a clear-headed jurist, rendering decisions validated by the Constitution, not popularity polls and special interests. Justice Deborah Cook, unmatched experience, proven integrity.
Terrence O'Donnell believes in applying the law without fear or favor. He does not make policy from the bench. Judge Terrence O'Donnell has real-world experience and Ohio values. Judge Terrence O'Donnell, honest, common sense, conservative.
My mother and father were immigrants.
When they left their home, their wallets were empty, but their hearts were full of hope. They worked hard, saved their money, and were proud to be American citizens. They instilled that same pride in my sisters and me. As a Korean War veteran, as a legislator, and as a circuit judge, I have never forgotten their lessons about duty, honor, and country, and I never will.
Paul Zakade, a very good judge.
Live, local, late-breaking. Closed captioning on 13 News is brought to you by Perfader Law Offices, 1311 Virginia Street East, Charleston.
A disturbing discovery in Kanawha County this morning. State police say they found a man inside this car along Kanawha 2 Mile. He was doused in gasoline that had apparently been ignited. The man, who's in his 70s, is terminally ill, according to investigators, and they believe he was trying to end his own life. He sustained burns to various parts of his body and is now listed in critical condition. And that discovery brings to light a bigger problem.
What goes through the mind of a person who is terminally ill? And where can they go for help? Tonight, April Call takes a look at hospice. That's a program that assists terminally ill patients and their families. She also talks with a woman who knows firsthand about life's final days. Okay, apparently we're having some problems with that tape. Hopefully we can get to that a little bit later. November is National Hospice Awareness Month, by the way. Sandra, West Virginia still ranks near the top in the number of adult smokers. The most recent numbers just released by the Centers for Disease Control. Just over 20% of adults here smoke. We rank around 6th in the nation. In Kentucky, it's close to 30%. Kentucky, by the way, used to be first, but now trails Nevada. And 27.6% of adults in Ohio are smokers. Straight ahead, it's not cigarette smoke, it's the smoke from all these fires filling the sky. That's the weather story of the day. And will Mother Nature offer any relief for the firefighters out in the field? It's not looking too good, according to Spencer, but he'll have the full scoop when we come back.
They've been America's forgotten children, abandoned, neglected, and abused, trapped in America's child welfare system, hurt by Washington laws that slowed their adoptions and often returned them to addicts and abusers. Senator Mike DeWine spoke out, fought to change the system, demanded common sense reforms. DeWine insisted children's interests come first. Today, kids are safer, adoptions are up dramatically, and dreams alive. Senator Mike DeWine, a fighter for kids and families every day.
George Bush's new attack ad is a lie. Al Gore has defended black lung benefits for West Virginians. George Bush, his hand-picked running mate, voted against black lung benefits 18 times. In Texas, Bush tried to raid worker pension funds. Bush calls the law that gives us a 40-hour work week outdated. Bush would help companies avoid paying overtime and would help Republicans weaken workplace safety. George W. Bush. He'd make things worse for West Virginia.
Putnam County Sheriff Stan Farley is the man who brought the Sheriff's Department to a higher level in law enforcement. His impact program for teenagers has changed young lives for the better. The Drug Interdiction Unit has never been more successful. The professional training and increased road patrol of more deputies has checked the growth of crime in the fastest growing county in the state. Continue this progress. Re-elect Stan Farley Sheriff of Putnam County. He is the clear choice for the future.
Live, local, late breaking. If you see news happening, dial star 13, a service of 13 News in your AT&T wireless phone.
Here's what we know about Jim Humphreys. He campaigns as the champion of working families, but repeatedly tried to raise our taxes and wants us to pay for millionaires' prescription drugs. He insists he paid his taxes on time, but state records prove he didn't. And Jim Humphreys says he supports medical privacy, but his firm violated the privacy of a pregnant employee. It comes down to trust, and we just can't trust Jim Humphreys. Tell Jim Humphreys that's not putting working families first.
The senior citizens today can't afford their medication. They come in, and I know they're skipping medication so they can pay for their food. With the rising cost of medication today, it could wipe out anybody at any time.
That's why Jim Humphreys is taking on the big drug companies, fighting for guaranteed Medicare prescription benefits that would protect seniors from runaway prices. Call Humphreys and thank him for putting our health first.
Watching people walk away without the medication takes a little bit out of me every day.
bringing you the area's most trusted forecasting technology. 13 News continues with the exclusive Storm Tracker 13 forecast.
Hi, everybody. Well, that rain, again, much ado about nothing. We said it wouldn't amount to much. It really didn't. Our reports show anywhere from just a very small, minimal trace of precip to, I think the highest I've seen was less than 1/10 of an inch. So that's nearly no rain at all. This cold front coming through, temperatures will drop somewhat. That'll help out to some degree. Rain is still located well out to the west. As we take a look here at the Doppler radar, we get a little better picture, a national picture. It looks like a huge slug of rain, and well, certainly it is. Very heavy rains across Texas, some flooding issues there. But as this rain comes up, it's going to run into a couple of areas of high pressure, and that's going to keep it just a little bit to the south, we think. Of course, for the fires, it would be great if it would just kind of keep moving right on in here, but it looks like it'll stay just to our south. 69 degrees in Charleston, no wind to speak of, humidity 70%. If we can keep the temperatures down, keep the humidity up somewhat over the weekend, that will help cut down the fire danger at least a little bit. Because we're talking about all these leaves and sticks and twigs and everything on the ground that serve as the fuel for the fire. If it gets real hot and real dry, those things dry right up and they go up like that. They go up like a match. When you have a little bit of moisture, they tend not to ignite quite as easily. 67 in Huntington, northwest breeze at 8 miles per hour, humidity at 70%. Wind is going to be another key this weekend. 61 in Beckley, 66 in Bluefield, a cool 55 in Elkins, and 63 up in Columbus. Our storm trackers reporting 60s with cloudy skies, just 2/100ths of an inch of rain in Gallipolis. Josh Fitzpatrick has 67 degrees, and just across the river in Henderson, 68 degrees. Shirley Harmon has cloudy skies. Now our future track keeps all the moisture out of here throughout the day on Saturday. Trying to creep up here into the very southern tip of West Virginia and eastern Kentucky. I don't think it's even going to make that much progress because, as you see then, as the model continues, it pushes it right back down to the south. High school football tonight, big playoff games. About 63 degrees at kickoff, halftime 60, and the drive home 57. Be here tonight at 11 for the point after. Just some clouds in the Storm Tracker 13 forecast, about 43 in Huntington, 43 in Charleston, 42 in Huntington in the Storm Tracker 13 forecast for tomorrow. Calls for variably cloudy skies. Cooler conditions are high only around 60. That'll be good. The wind out of the west shifting around a little bit at 5 to 10. Election day, only 4 days away. Get out and vote. Bring an umbrella. We're talking about temperatures in the 60s with a chance of rain Tuesday. Charleston weather line 345-2121. Huntington 529-5100. Sunday looks dry and 57. Monday chance of a shower and 63. Chance of rain on Tuesday and Wednesday as well. Anywhere from 57 to 63 both days. Have a great weekend, guys.
Spence, thank you very much. Once again, November is National Hospice Awareness Month, and tonight April Call takes a look at the hospice program, which assists terminally ill patients and their families.
Lorna Shea lost her husband to cancer 4 years ago.
I think the hardest part for him was worrying about me, what I would do. And really, I never thought I'd be able to live myself.
But Lorna made it with help from hospice.
Hospice is just the greatest thing that could happen to anyone.
Now Lorna spends her days with her dog Jonna and volunteering for the organization that helped her family. Lorna's husband discovered in the game of life you win some and you lose some. He also learned you can't do it alone.
We come into the family and we work with the family to educate them. It really alleviates a lot of the fear, because a lot of it's just the unknown. You know, what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen 2 weeks.
It's one of the main reasons more and more people are turning to hospice.
One of the things about hospice is we turn nobody away.
And for Lorna, hospice has become more than just a program designed to help others.
Hospice is my life.
April Call, 13 News.
Now, if you would like more information about hospice, or if you'd like to donate your time to the program, just call 1-800-560-8523. That's 1-800-560-8523. Carrie Kinsey is in next with sports. Don't go away.
In the race for Cabell County Sheriff, it's time to tell it like it is. And the truth of the matter is that Red Dawson is the #1 choice of business, labor, and law enforcement in Cabell County. These groups have endorsed Red Dawson because they believe in his leadership and his capability to handle the sheriff's responsibilities. In fact, his endorsement by the widest cross-section of law enforcers in the county makes it clear whom they prefer. That man is Red Dawson.
Wall Street. That's where Shelley Moore Capital wants to put our Social Security funds, with the Wall Street investment firms. What do experts say about Capito's Wall Street plan for Social Security? The National Tax Journal calls it risky and costly. Even Wall Street's hometown newspaper says Capito's plan could lose $1 trillion in transition costs alone. Tell Shelley Moore Capito her Wall Street plan would hurt West Virginia families.
Can working families trust Jim Humphreys? He wants billions in new government spending. 92 expanded or new federal bureaucracies, resulting in higher taxes for every West Virginian, hurting our economy, costing us jobs. Shelley Moore Capito, named one of the top 3 delegates for job creation, supported job training to help workers learn new skills. The Daily Mail calls her a refreshing change from politics as usual. Shelley Moore Capito, an independent leader we can trust.
My dad was a coal miner. During one particularly long strike, my oldest brother remembers how my parents would skip dinner to make sure their kids had enough to eat. That's the type of caring, working union family in which I was raised. I'm proud of my roots. As your state senator, I was ranked 2nd in the Senate for job creation. I understand the difficulties of working and raising a family, and I respectfully ask for your vote November 7th to continue the fight for our future.
Vic Sprouse for State Senate. He fights for working families.
How come the hard things don't get done? Because they're hard. If we really want to make sure no child gets left behind in America, we need the courage to do some tough things. We need to raise standards in our schools. We need more accountability and more discipline. And we need to stop promoting failing kids to the next grade because we've given up on them. It's easy just to spend more. Let's start by expecting more.
Al Gore's negative attacks on George Bush? Distortions. The truth? George Bush supports black lung benefits. It's actually Al Gore and Bill Clinton who repeatedly tried to cut black lung benefits for West Virginians. Now, Gore promises smaller government. But Gore is actually proposing 3 times the new spending President Clinton proposed, wiping out the entire surplus and creating a deficit again. Al Gore's big government spending threatens America's prosperity.
13 News continues with the best in sports coverage. Here's 13 Sports, voted best sportscast by the West Virginia and Ohio Associated Press.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kerry Kinsey. When you offer nothing for a major league manager, you get nothing in return. That's the case with the Cincinnati Reds. After Ron Oster and Willie Randolph said no to the Reds, Bob Boone said yes. He'll work for less. He's the new Reds manager.
My feeling is for whatever reason, this is what I love to do, and to me, it's all about not the circumstances how you got here; it's the circumstances you take from here on, and really, it's about team and what this team's going to do, and I'm very excited to have a chance at leading this 2001 Reds.
Boone managed Kansas City from 1995 to 1997. He's been a special assistant to Reds GM Jim Bowden for the last 3 years. Boone agrees to a 2-year contract for a paltry $650,000. The Reds get Boone at a bargain basement price.
This job is not about money for me. It never has been. I've been very fortunate in my lifetime in baseball. Got in on kind of the tail end, I guess, of the free agency thing, and I got the opportunity to play a long time. I don't do anything in this game for money. I never did. I had the opportunity to make a lot of money.
Well, Boone played 19 seasons with the Phillies, Angels, and the Royals. Over to the good old boys, and just 3 races left in the Winston Cup season. This afternoon, they're qualifying for Sunday's race at Phoenix, the Checker 500K, whatever that is. Rusty Wallace, Jeff Burton, Robert Presley, Johnny Benson, and Steve Park. High school football tonight. It's the playoff edition of the Point After. Our game of the week is GW at Cabell Midland. The Knights won the first game between these two teams by 20 points, but since then, Midland has lost 2 straight and GW has won 6 in a row. Check us out tonight, 11:10 p.m. on the Point After. We'll have highlights and scores from playoff games in Kentucky, Ohio, and West Virginia. If you have a score, give us a call, 1-800-950-8813. See you tonight on the Point After. Jack.
All right, thanks, Kerry. We'll be right back.
Painting on Familiar Ground, the art of Andrew Wyeth and Bob Timberlake. Exhibition continues through December 31st, 2000. Admission is free. Call 304-529-2701.
Differences. Despite all the noise, it's what elections come down to.
On Medicare covering prescription drugs for all seniors, Jim Humphreys says yes. Shelley Moore Capito says no. She says seniors should buy insurance. And Capito would take money from public schools and spend it on private school vouchers. Jim Humphreys is against taking money from public schools. Real difference is, it's why West Virginia teachers support Jim Humphreys.
Governor Cecil Underwood has a plan that builds on the successes of his first 4 years. His plan calls for eliminating state income taxes for families that earn less than $17,000 a year. Underwood will give discounts to seniors to help with the cost of prescription drugs. And his commitment to our kids continues with a plan to provide free computers and internet access to families who earn less than $34,000 a year, and tax credits to make daycare more affordable. Governor Cecil Underwood, leadership you can trust.
I'm Bob Wise, and I believe that working together, we can build a better future for West Virginia. I'll lead the fight for better education that teaches real job skills. Work hard to create good-paying jobs, putting local workers, our people, first. And I'll make sure we care for our parents and grandparents by taking on the big drug companies and lowering the cost of prescription drugs. I'll be a governor who will fight for you every day. You can count on it.
I have 8 brothers and sisters. We've had a lot of joy in my family, but some pain. Sometimes we've had to pitch in and help a family member in need. But some people don't have a large family who can help them. Millions of seniors face rising prescription drug costs and have no help to pay for it. Many of them are right here in our part of Ohio. I'm fighting for a prescription drug benefit under Medicare so that all seniors can get the medicine they need.
Ted Strickland for Congress.
Some area youngsters are already learning the importance of Election Day. Hundreds of kids at Altizer Elementary in Campbell County cast their ballot for president today. Second grade teacher Sharon Bloom came up with the idea for a mock presidential election. Altizer's election results will be released on Monday, and we'll have them for you and see how they match up with the real thing.
The good thing about that is that it gets them ready for when they get older. Hopefully they will continue with the election process as adults.
That's it for us for now.
Have a good evening, folks, and don't forget, we got the news at 11 and the point after at 11:10. Good night.
This is like a penthouse limit.
It's the sexiest episode ever.
I am up for anything. Really?
The fast and furious final 4 days of Campaign 2000. Gore bashes the Bush Social Security plan as cockamamie. The Bush